Good evening. Sorry for the lack of warning about this. Didn't really know whether I was going to be able to bring you alive. And I'm not entirely sure how long the live will last. It will depend how well this young man is doing on his ride and lead out with Annie. Because obviously I've got my hands full. But he's very, very laid back today. So for those who don't know, this is Nero, Rainbow Boy. So welcome, whether you're joining me live or whether you're watching this on catch up. I thought it's been such a beautiful day today. I'm just going to have to pull over because we've got a car coming, so bear with me for slightly dodgy filming for a minute. Come on, Nero, out the road. Come on, darling. There we go. Sorry, you can look at Annie's mane for a minute. Just while we let this car go past. In fact, we've got two cars. Let's turn around. There we go. Thank you. There we go. He's a very good boy. Hi, Patricia. So we're just going down Greenbank Lane. We're just going out for a little one because I was quite keen to get him out stretching his legs again after he had another session with Rachel Hamer, who does all our cranial work with the horses. And she's not seen him for a little while since he's had his Hofmag PEMF sessions with our trainer Mel, which have certainly helped to reduce some inflammation and give him some relaxation through his whole body. And it was really interesting yesterday because we had some very different weather to what we've been experiencing the last couple of weeks. So it was actually quite cold, it was rainy, it was windy. So all the horses were quite chilly. And ordinarily with a lot of horses, I'm just going to focus this on Annie for a minute, that would make them a little bit more energetic and a bit more lively because they're trying to keep warm. And certainly with those out in the field and the free reiners, they were quite active. But Nero, I had been wondering whether his relaxation was from the fact that he's a lot more comfortable through his body, or whether it was because of the heat, which can sometimes make them quite subdued. But he was, again, still really relaxed yesterday, despite the weather. I'm just going to bear with me for a second while I pull him round to the front. There we go. There we go. Walk upside Annie. Hello to anyone who's joining me. Apologies if I can't see everybody's names. Hi, Karen. Hi, Lenny. You have found one of our lives. So we try and do quite a few lives on our channel, just sharing sort of day-to-day life. We don't tend to stage anything. It's just literally life as it happens. And historically, over the last few years, I've done a lot of Wednesday night hacks and taken you out so that you can feel like you're out riding yourselves and just enjoying this beautiful part of England. For those who don't know, who are joining for the first time, we're in the Lake District, which is the north of England, close to a little village called Cartmel, which is one of the most beautiful parts of the world. And I can say that because I've travelled around the world a little bit. You love this horse. Which one? We've got two here. We've got Annie and we've got Nero. And Nero's just spotted another horse going down the road, so he looks far more interested now. So just bear with me if I do need to end the live suddenly, because obviously I've got them both in the one hand and Nero is still learning. So I need to make sure that I'm in full control at all times. Annie is the best. So he might be quite keen to follow that horse down the road. So we might take a little tug on the rope. But obviously the last thing I would want to do is end up letting go of him and for him to go and terrorise anybody else, which I don't think he'd do. I'd like to think I could be quick enough to hold him back, but he's very, very interested. So I might just walk a little slower so that we don't get too close. Just bear with me a second. Good boy. And you know, this is where it's important that I stay nice and calm and relaxed, so that he knows it's nothing to be overly excited about. But I can feel the sort of tension through his neck just because he wants to know who that is down there. But hopefully, if I stay calm, he'll stay calm too. Thank you. You're right. He's a good boy. And we'll just walk at a nice slow Annie pace. Anyone who has anything not so pleasant to say about animals in general, or any of our horses, you can jog on to another channel, because this channel is only for genuine animal lovers and people who have nice things to say. Not interested in negativity. It's not healthy for anybody. So we've got a car down there that's waiting, so I'm actually just going to pull into this little lay-by here so that they can come past. So we'll just wait here for a minute, and then that gives that other rider a chance to move out of the way as well, so you can just look at the gorgeous Nero face. And we've got a couple of cars, one behind. No, don't chew on her reins. He has a habit of doing that if he gets the chance, and it's just a sort of little anxiety thing. Yep, fair enough, I get that. Animals can have all sorts of choices, as people can. And of course, you know, he has got a rainbow halter on. He's got a pride halter on, which is absolutely fine. And that's because he's known as Rainbow Boy, because the day he arrived with us and that we rescued him, there was a rainbow that fell across the farm as the horse box came up to the yard. You're absolutely right, Kim. What are their breeds? They're Friesian horses. So Annie has several claims to fame. Have you got a fly? There's still clegs out, I'm afraid, at the moment, so she's just getting bitten. Bear with me a sec. There we go. There we go. I've got it, Annie. Yeah? There we go. All right, sweetheart. Annie is what's called a Friesian model mare, which is the highest grading a Friesian can get with the stud book that they belong to. And she is an exceptional horse. She's my little soulmate. She's taught me so much over the years. Trust her with my life. Nero is a Friesian. Sadly, he's not particularly well bred. He wasn't bred in a way that followed what the Friesian stud book recommend in terms of breeding. But I wouldn't like to say that that's the reason why he's got issues, because, you know, horses can have issues even if they're bred very well. But you like to think that if you breed with consideration of different genetic issues, conformation issues, you stand a better chance of breeding a healthier horse. Are you having a look at that gate? Is that gate a little bit scary because it's on the floor? That's okay, we're still safe to walk past it, don't worry. Just bear with me a sec while we get past. Come on, Nero. He's a good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. And that's just because, you know, that looked a little bit unusual because the gate wasn't sat upright, which is what he expected. But everything we do is about learning to understand the horse's behaviour and why they do what they do. stop saying that, Tracy. What am I saying? Sorry, Kim. I missed something. I don't know. I repeat myself all the time. Oh, what about Nero's breeding? I don't know. Apologies. Whatever it was that I said that I shouldn't have been saying. Maureen, I do keep popping up on lives. So we did our usual, Frey and I did our usual Wednesday morning feed time live, where we went down and fed all the boys and girls, took their rugs off that we had to put on yesterday. Then I managed to get you out with Hannes for a little live hack around the field. And this is a little bit of a bonus, because I am conscious I haven't been able to bring you any live hacks, really, or many live hacks this year. And it is nice to get out when the weather's nice. And it's a little bit cooler now. There's not quite so many clegs. Hi, horse lover. Hi to anybody else who's on here who chooses to follow but doesn't like to comment. That's not a problem at all. It's always nice if anybody likes some of our videos. It's nice to see those little love hearts popping up on the screen. Thank you very much. And of course, if you'd like to see more, whether it's through our live feeds or just some of our vlogs that Frey and I put together of day-to-day life at the sanctuary and at the farm, then you can always subscribe to the channel. Patricia, how tall is Annie? She's about 16'1". Why all the gates are down? That gate was down. I don't know, it might have just fallen down, but I know that David, whose fields they are along, well, they're not his fields, but he's made hay from those fields. I know he's transporting all his hay out at the moment, so that might be why some of them are down. Karen, you've loved the lives. That's excellent. Oh, Anja does have a beautiful arch to her neck. You know, that everything about her conformation is just beautiful. You know, she stands on the yard and she just looks like a statue. Nero has a much finer neck. He's had an awful lot of tension, particularly in this part up here. Sorry, that's not a very good way of showing you. But I'm pleased to say that Rachel, our cranial lady, was able to actually do some adjustments on his neck yesterday, which she hasn't been able to do until this time, because there has been so much tension. Anyway, we've come down towards the village. That's the race course over there, who are preparing for another race meeting this weekend. Don't know that we're wise to go all the way around the village. Nero's only been around the village once before, and we did that with Jodie filming. If it's quiet, we might do, or I might just stop the live as we go through. So as I say, once again, apologies if I do just literally suddenly stop the live. Isn't that the best sound? It's a very therapeutic sound, and clip-clopping along the road. Hi, Linda. Hi, Red Solo Cups. Nero is, he's like a different horse now. And you know, there'll always be instances where he's out of his comfort zone, but hopefully by building that trust and understanding with him, he's learning how to manage himself when he's in situations that he's not familiar with. Who is more tamed? I don't know whether tamed is the right word. Trained. Anja obviously has more experience. She's done riding and driving. I think she's 16 now or 17. She's been there, done it, bought the t-shirt. Whereas Nero's only 6, so he hasn't seen or done a lot in his life, which is why he's a little more interested in what's going on around him. And also, Nero remembers So this is very interesting. This is very interesting because what Nero's doing is he's seeing the flags over there, which are scaring him. So I'm just going to pop the phone down for a minute. Just bear with me a second, because Nero is a little scared. Let me just pick you back up. There we go. So Nero was quite scared there of the flags. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to end the live. I'm going to end the live now because I'd like to take him past them, but obviously I need to be... Oh, I've lost the screen. Apologies. I'm not quite sure what I've done to the screen there. But I'm just going to end it because I want to take him past there and obviously not do it while I'm on a live because I need to be in full control. And it's a good educational thing to do with him. So thank you for joining me, and I will bring you more lives again as soon as I can.